Hey there, awesome learners. I am Wason. Welcome to LearnEnglishPodcast.com, the show that turns everyday situations into English practice gold. If our pace feels speedy, remember you can slow the video in settings. Stick around. You'll gain tools that rewrite your confidence story.
Hey everyone, Lydia here. Stay with us to the end, and you'll walk away knowing how to silence self-doubt, use new vocabulary naturally, and handle criticism like a pro. We'll sprinkle in real American examples so tomorrow you can order coffee or pitch an idea without hesitation.
Let's dive in, Lydia. Why do so many of us freeze up when we want to speak English publicly? The words are in our heads, yet our mouths lock. What invisible force is gluing our lips together at the worst moment?
It starts early. One wrong answer in grade school, a couple of giggles, and boom, our brains equate speaking up with social danger. Those memories linger, embedding an imaginary crowd that whispers, "Play it safe." The crowd feels real, but it's mostly smoke.
So the pressure is self-generated? We think everyone's analyzing every syllable, but they're just scrolling their phones. How can we remind ourselves that the spotlight isn't actually on us 24/7?
Picture Times Square at night, neon everywhere. Each tourist is busy posing for their own selfie. Real life is similar. People are preoccupied with their to-do lists, not your article errors. Recognize their tunnel vision and the spotlight naturally dimmers.
Okay, but that nagging voice still whispers, "Don't mess up. People will laugh." What's one concrete action our listeners can take today, before the episode even finishes, to turn down that volume and actually speak out loud?
Treat mistakes like typos. If your buddy texts, "See you tomorrow," you don't file a complaint, you understand. Likewise, a dropped preposition rarely ruins comprehension. Say the sentence, "Notice nobody faints," and your brain logs proof that errors aren't fatal.
Criticism, though, can sting like a paper cut. Someone rolls their eyes at your accent, and suddenly you're mute for a week. How should we handle those moments without letting them hijack our progress?
Remember, comments often reveal the speaker's insecurity. If Bob mocks your pronunciation, it might mean Bob never risked learning Spanish, French, or anything. Reframe the jab. Your accent is a badge of courage, evidence you're bilingual in training, not a flaw.
I meet students who promise, "I'll start speaking once my grammar is perfect." They keep delaying, month after month. What invisible price tag are they paying by chasing that shiny perfection mirage instead of using the language right now?
Perfection is a couch disguised as ambition. You don't learn to swim by memorizing water chemistry. You jump in, swallow a gulp, flail, and laugh. Progress is messy, but motion builds mastery. Silence, meanwhile, sells you comfortable stagnation at premium cost.
So momentum, not flawlessness, is the real hero. Could you paint an everyday American scenario, something simple like buying lunch, so our listeners can copy the move today and gather spoken reps without feeling like they're taking an exam?
Head to Chipotle. While waiting in line, rehearse, "Can I get a chicken burrito with black beans, please?" Then actually say it. Even if you mix up black and pinto, you still leave with a tasty burrito and one more confidence repetition logged.
Love that burrito drill. Now, athletes lift weights consistently. If confidence is our communication muscle, what small daily workouts, say 5 minutes each, do you prescribe so our audience can lift English like they lift dumbbells?
Choose 3 reps. Read an article aloud while recording yourself, leave a thoughtful YouTube comment using today's vocabulary, and practice shadowing a podcast for 60 seconds. These micro workouts tell your brain, "I'm a speaker. and neuroplasticity obliges by rewiring circuitry.
Great list. Sometimes motivation slips without gadgets. Do you have favorite tech tools, apps, Chrome extensions, or playlists that grease the wheels and keep those daily reps from feeling like homework?
Absolutely. Use the free version of Audacity to monitor pronunciation, download lyrics training for song-based shadowing, and try Tandem to swap voice notes with native speakers. And speaking of resources, you're watching LearnEnglishPodcast.com, so hit subscribe and stay stocked.
You've teased the idea that curiosity can shove fear off stage. For listeners who still sweat before speaking, can you unpack exactly how to flick that mental switch from "what if I fail" to "what could I discover"?
Fear narrows vision. Curiosity widens it. Before a conversation, set a micro-mission. I'll test the phrasal verb figure out. Suddenly, you're an explorer gathering data, not a defendant awaiting judgment. Discovery mode injects playful energy that fear can't coexist with.
Experiments make theory stick. Give our listeners one curiosity-driven move they can execute within the next 24 hours. Nothing big, just an actionable spark they can squeeze between meetings or during a lunch break.
Over lunch, ask the barista, "What's your favorite sandwich on the menu?" Listen closely, note any unfamiliar words, then repeat them back. "So the turkey pesto is popular?" You've practiced questioning, paraphrasing, and active listening in under 60 seconds.
Love that. Now, metrics matter, but scorecards can trigger shame. How do learners track progress without spiraling into self-criticism? What yardsticks outshine the traditional red pen approach and celebrate growth instead of highlighting deficiencies?
Swap percentages for stories. Keep a confidence journal. Log moments like asked for directions in English and the person understood. Those narrative snapshots prove capability. Once a week, reread entries and you'll see a hero arc, not a list of errors.
Stories are sticky. Can you anchor that idea with a pop culture image familiar to Americans, maybe a sports or film reference, something that makes the growth narrative feel as obvious as a Rocky training montage?
Think of a baseball rookie montage. Early scenes show strikeouts, dirt on the uniform, teammates shrugging. Mid-film, the rookie connects one solid hit. By the finale, cheers erupt. Your journaled wins are those montage clips, evidence the swing is improving.
We're picking up serious momentum here. For anyone taking notes in their phone, could you recap the 6 core truths we've sketched so far, so they can mentally tattoo them and reference when nerves kick in?
Absolutely. 1. Most judgment is imagined. 2. Mistakes are typos. 3. Criticism mirrors the critic. 4. Momentum beats perfection. 5. Confidence grows through reps. 6. Curiosity converts fear into fuel. Recite these like affirmations before each conversation.
Listeners adore concrete homework. Could you outline a day-by-day action plan, Monday through Sunday, that weaves the 6 core truths into real-world practice, giving enough variety to stay fun, but not so much that it hijacks their schedule?
Monday, greet a colleague in English. Tuesday, post a short Instagram story with today's new word. Wednesday, voice memo a diary entry. Thursday, ask a stranger for restaurant recommendations. Friday, join an online chat. Saturday, re-watch this episode at 0.75x. Sunday, journal wins.
Before we wrap, let's spotlight vocabulary. Which powerhouse words and phrases from today should our audience consciously weave into conversations and messages this week to cement both confidence and long-term recall?
Let's practice linger, giggle, preoccupied, liberate, and momentum. Example sentence: the smell of barbecue lingered after the 4th of July party. Challenge listeners to text an American friend using at least 2 of these words by tomorrow night.
Those vocabulary picks are gold. For listeners commuting in bumper-to-bumper traffic, could you drop flavorful American sentences for our first 2 words, linger and giggle, so they can steal the rhythm and rehearse during those never-ending red lights downtown?
Sure. Linger. The smell of Grandma's apple pie would linger in the hallway long after Sunday dinner. Giggle. My nieces couldn't stop giggling when the puppy tried to chase its own tail at the 4th of July barbecue.
Fantastic visuals. Some listeners worry new words slide out of their brain within hours. Do you have a rapid-fire memory strategy, maybe something they can do in under 2 minutes, to lock fresh vocabulary into long-term storage?
Use the triple hit method. Write the word in a note app, speak it aloud, and connect it to a personal story within the next hour. For linger, recall the smell of coffee this morning. Emotional hooks make neurons stick like Velcro.
You're famous for pocket-sized mantras, Lydia. Could you share one sentence that captures today's spirit? Something listeners can murmur under their breath just before raising a hand in class or unmuting on Zoom.
Try this. My mistakes are proof I'm in motion. Repeat it twice, breathe, then speak. It reframes errors as mile markers on a highway, not potholes. The mind can't fear and move forward when it's busy tracking distance traveled.
Let's run a quick drill. Repeat after me. A worry can preoccupy my mind, but speaking English will liberate me and build momentum today. Say it 3 times, maybe while walking the dog. Feels empowering, right?
Affirmations plus movement lock vocabulary into muscle memory, so keep that mantra handy. Also, celebrate each micro-win with a fist bump, even a private one, to reinforce your brain's reward circuitry.
We're sprinting toward the finish line. For learners who tuned in late or took spotty notes, could you serve a concise but punchy summary of today's key lessons, a roadmap they can screenshot and revisit?
Sure thing. Remember, imagined judgment is louder than real judgment. Mistakes are learning typos. Critics project their limits. Momentum trumps perfection. Confidence equals repetition. Curiosity converts fear. Apply those 6, and you'll speak more, learn faster, and enjoy the journey.
One last teaser before we shut off the mics. What juicy topics are coming up in future episodes that listeners can't afford to miss? Give them a little trailer flavor.
Next week, we'll dissect small talk hacks for networking events, then tackle pronunciation myths about the American R, and later a deep dive into phrasal verbs with travel, from check-in to take off. Hit the bell so you get the alert.
Folks, if you picked up even one fresh insight today, help us reach thousands more learners. Smash subscribe, ring the bell, and share this video with a friend. Remember, community multiplies progress and accelerates accountability.
We're genuinely honored to accompany every linguistic leap you take. Keep practicing, keep recording, and tag us when you post your progress. Together, we'll transform shy whispers into confident conversations that open doors.
Quick reminder, if any part felt like linguistic lightning, replay it at half speed, shadow the sentences, then bump back to normal speed. Tweaking pace plus deliberate repetition turns passive listening into active, long-lasting muscle memory gains.
Thank you for sharing your time and energy with us today. Keep those 6 truths close, trust the process, and celebrate every micro-victory. You're building not only language skills, but also a more courageous life.
This is Wason signing off from LearnEnglishPodcast.com. Keep leaping, keep laughing, and keep challenging yourself. We believe in your voice, and we can't wait to hear it loud and proud next time.
And I'm Lydia, waving you a huge high five. Practice boldly this week, and remember, your words matter more than you think. See you very soon right here on LearnEnglishPodcast.com. Same time, same positive energy, same unstoppable progress.